range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
Good field position to start the drive after the missed field goal. Here's first down from the 42. They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. The numbers for Zeke from last week. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Oh, yeah, I'm cool. We're going to 53. Back. What do you think?
On second down, it's Elliott. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. To the ball to try and get him on the ground. He's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on third.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Defense wins championships, baby. Slam. Alert. We're going to 54. 26.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Here we go. You must be dreaming. Down the tight.
From the red zone now, Prescott got an open man, the tight end Jarwin. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now it's the Florida Atlantic alum. This is Alfred Morris. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On third down, it's Morris, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Alfred Morris, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
13 yards, first down, Packers. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help. And
they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Leighton Vander Esch, third in the NFL in tackles as a rookie last year, there on the stop.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Well, he can be a load to handle off the edge, and he can do it against the pass. Sure, he can do it against the run like he did there.
And you mentioned a load. How about having to adjust to his speed as well? Because not only does he bring some pop, he brings some dash as well. A nice play in that situation.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Open man is Allison, complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a first. The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. On 2nd and 9, Prescott got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He's got the connection to Cooper. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards and a 1st down, Cowboys. And, you know, he may not have the franchise tag, but I bet they're relieved to have that deal done, keep him around.
And he's a good guy, a valuable player to them, and they wanted to make sure they had him around. Good team chemistry, always hard to find, and when you've got it, you don't want to let it get away.
Prescott going to come up 1st and 10, and he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
51 to Mike, boy, 51. Okay, double up. Then we're going to 53. Lucky.
To the air again, Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
We're going to 54.
They'll throw again. Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 32-yard line. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point that continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
From the 27, Prescott. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. He had 3 catches last week. That one his 3rd on this drive alone. Prescott going to come up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. They'll run on 1st down. It's Morris. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards down to the 15.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
The Cowboys on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation.
Watch twist. We're going to 53. Rush in.
Now Prescott. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Marr able to put this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on,
one?
what does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. A reminder about Sunday Night Football later tonight. It's a rematch from the divisional round last year. Colts and Chiefs from Arrowhead. Then tomorrow on Monday night, the Browns and 49ers from Levi's Stadium. With the Browns already playing their 3rd primetime game in the season's first 5 weeks. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch. But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Now Rodgers toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Geronimo Allison, the target there, but it'll be 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rodgers. Throw complete there. Rodgers. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Rodgers again now. And able to find Graham. Complete. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Open here is Allison. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. Rodgers to throw once more. Complete to Jones. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. And again, it's Rodgers. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital, where you see the final score there. 20-16 was your final score. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And it was the visiting LA Rams who get the victory in that one. 24-10 was your final. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Eli Manning, sharp in the victory, as his guys bounce back from a tough start to the year to claim victory number 1. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
Check it back. We're going to 54. 26.
So the drive's going to start with Pollard. That bulldozing through multiple tackles. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well. Because when you run against 6 DBs with some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the 1st.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Watch 23, watch 23.
On 1st down, Morris. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott completes it to Jason Witten. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Safe. Check 3. We're going to 53.
Prescott from the gun. And this is caught. It's Cooper. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Throwing. Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Cooper again the target, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incomplete. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Randall Cobb, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Marr on for the extra point. It's up and good. And that makes it 17-3. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Now he's going to swing this one.